important session for the questioning session. Guys, all over we come across most important questions and innovative questions, application, observation and understanding, knowledge based questions we have to discuss coming NEET 2026. The target is NEET 2026. Up to that 4 to 5,000 questions I will give you guys, 4 to 5,000 questions MCQs. Okay, you have to be perfected, then 180 out of 180 marks you have to be cracked. Okay, zoology is the highly productive, highly interesting topic subject. Okay, don't miss it guys, the chance is very high productive from the zoology. Okay, I hope you guys understand it. Okay, I will give you best. Okay, at all. Okay, just come to my videos and my institution. Yeah, you will be there. Yeah, I did complete these all our questions beforely. Yeah, of course. Yeah, guys, I did complete the respiratory chapter, I did complete excretory chapter, excretion, nitrogenous waste, and I did complete neural control and coordination. This is the topic actually body fluids and circulation topic. Today we are completed these MCQs. This is the first session, and second session also going to through all the questions from all the topics. Okay, yes, yeah. First question, plasma is differ from serum in having. Plasma is differ from serum in having. What is plasma? What is serum? Okay, yeah. Plasma and serum. Okay, what is plasma? What is serum? Here the option is antibodies is different from plasma and serum, and water and fibrinogen and glucose. Okay, plasma is the part of blood which is 55% of blood in the blood. Plasma has certain proteins, 90 to 92% of water is there in the plasma, 90 to 92% of water there in the plasma, and plasma proteins 6 to 8%, and minerals are there 2%. This is the composition of plasma. Proteins are albumins, globulins, fibrinogens. Albumins, globulins, fibrinogens are there in the plasma. Okay. Yes, albumins are high amount of proteins, high amount plasma proteins used in osmoregulation. Okay, globulins are like second highest plasma proteins involved in immunity. Fibrinogens are blood clotting factors. Fibrinogens are blood clotting factors. So here, did you come across any serum? Serum is what? Okay. Did you come across any serum? Serum is plasma minus blood clotting factors. Serum is equal to plasma minus blood clotting factors. Serum is equal to plasma minus blood clotting factors. Serum is equal to plasma minus blood clotting factors. We can write it, serum is equal to plasma minus fibrinogens. We can write it without fibrinogen of plasma called serum. This is PYQ guys, PYQ. Already they did ask in the NEET. This answer is C. Answer is C guys. Okay. How to take this? Answer is C. Okay. Plasma differ from serum. What is plasma first? What is plasma? Plasma nothing but 92% of water, and plasma proteins are there 6 to 8%, and other minerals are there. If come to the plasma proteins, albumins, globulins and fibrinogens are the plasma proteins. That is, albumins are, they are involved, high amount of plasma proteins involved in osmoregulation, mean they can retention the water into the blood vessel. Globulins are alpha, beta, and gamma. Gamma globulins are involved in the immunity. Gamma globulins are involved in the immunity. After that, fibrinogens. Fibrinogens are the plasma proteins which is blood clotting factors. Blood clotting factors mean serum is what? If come to the serum is what? Serum nothing but, serum is equal to plasma minus blood clotting factor. Plasma minus blood clotting factor. This is the plasma minus blood clotting factor mean fibrinogen. If you remove the fibrinogen, all over the thing is serum. If remove this fibrinogen, all over the thing is serum. Serum contain, there is a protein which is albumin. Serum contain, there is a protein which is globulin. Serum contain water, and serum do not contain, that is blood clotting factor fibrinogen. Okay? Yeah, serum is equal plasma minus fibrinogen. Plasma minus fibrinogen. Without fibrinogen of plasma called serum. Without fibrinogen of plasma called serum. This is what guys. Okay? Take a screenshot. Take a screenshot about it. Okay? Yeah, next question. Yeah, which blood group known as universal plasma donor? Universal plasma donor. Actually guys, universal blood donor is, we know, universal blood recipient we know. Okay. So, here they did ask universal plasma donor, plasma donor. Don't confuse while reading the question. Okay. You have to clear understand the question. Plasma donor is what? Okay. Where there is no antibodies or here donors, okay, mean for the plasma, it is not applicable for this blood. Okay. Yeah, AB, O, if come to the O blood group, O blood group as antibodies, anti-A, antibodies anti-B, antibodies anti-AB. So, O blood group, they do not give the plasma into other groups. A blood group, A blood group as antibodies anti-B, antibodies. So, they do not give donor. Okay. They do not give donor. Okay. Yeah. B blood group, anti-A antibodies. In the plasma, guys, in the plasma, they have antibodies in their plasma. If come to the blood group A, anti-A antibodies. If come to the A blood group, anti-B antibodies are there. If come to the B blood group, anti-A antibodies are there. If come to the O blood group, there is a anti-A, anti-B, anti-AB antibodies are there. Okay, in their plasma, in the plasma of their blood group. If come to the AB blood group, they do not have antibodies in their, I have to write it here. Okay. AB blood group, they don't have antibodies in their plasma. So, it can be universal donor of the plasma. It can be universal donor of the plasma. Okay. I hope you guys understand this. Okay. I hope you guys understand this. Yes. If come to the next question, yes, the oxygen dissociation curve shift to the right due to, oxygen dissociation curve shift to the right due to, guys, if the curve partial pressure of oxygen, okay, saturation capacity of hemoglobin hemoglobin with oxygen, what happened in this? Oxygen dissociation curve shift to the right, if the partial pressure, if come to the partial pressure here, just look into this, of 10 partial pressure, 20 partial pressure, 30, 50, 60, 80, 90, 100, okay. Yeah, guys, online guys, if any doubts you can comment it in the comment section, okay. Yes, so this is the saturation point, which is oxygen with hemoglobin, saturation point here 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 70, 90, 100. This is the saturation point hemoglobin with oxygen, okay. Yes, and what happened here? The hemoglobin with oxygen can saturate, okay. The bonding with oxygen with hemoglobin, oxygen with hemoglobin is depend on some factors, guys, depend on some factors. What are the factors? Partial pressure is the one of the factor, okay, and there is actually there are other factors which is partial pressure, they can combine hemoglobin with oxygen, right, okay. If oxygen carry forward, this is going to take place in the lungs, this is in the lungs, oxygen binding with hemoglobin in the lungs, but it is carry forward into the tissue, there is a oxygen which is delivery in the tissue, right. If the oxygen delivered going to take place in the tissue utilize the oxygen and release the carbon dioxide in their metabolic byproduct as carbon dioxide which is released. So, carbon dioxide partial pressure going to increase in the tissue. So, that leads to the, that is also affect the oxygen hemoglobin binding, okay. Yeah, in that way carbon dioxide again to react with water in the body, that is the carbon dioxide release bicarbonate ions and hydrogen ions as well. That is the hydrogen ions also affect the bonding with oxygen with hemoglobin. That is also the pH level. Hydrogen ions always they can maintain the pH, okay. There is a chance of the blood pH will decrease or increase, mean acidity will increase or decrease, okay. This is depend on where the oxygen which is delivered in this, okay. Yeah, if come to this guys, just look into this, the partial pressure of 10 which is satisfy the 20 with hemoglobin. If the partial pressure 20, there is a satisfaction going to increase 30, okay. In this scenario, if the partial pressure is 30, there is a partial pressure which is saturation point will increase up to the 40. In this condition, this curve will be straight, right, will be straight. If the partial pressure increase, if the partial pressure increase, there is a saturation point with hemoglobin will increase. This line will be straight, right? But this line will not straight in the dissociation curve. Here, what is dissociation? What is association? Association mean there is a hemoglobin bonding with oxygen. That is association going to take place in the lungs. But dissociation leads to this curve to bend towards the right. Okay? It will not straight at all after optimum saturation is going to take place. Optimum saturation, how they going to take place mean the capability of hemoglobin to carry 4 oxygen only, 4 oxygen molecules only. That is the 4 oxygen molecules, or this hemoglobin structurally 2 alpha chains and 2 beta chains, guys. 2 alpha chains and 2 beta chains. Maximum of oxygen they can carry forward only 4 molecules, guys. 4 molecules, guys. This 1 oxygen, if the binding with the hemoglobin 25% saturate. If 2 molecules of oxygen binding with hemoglobin will leads to the 50% saturation. If 3 molecules 75% saturation, if 4 molecules attach with the hemoglobin 4 chains, 100% hemoglobin saturation with oxygens. This hemoglobin 100% if attain 100%, that leads to delivery of the oxygen in the tissue. In the tissue, it is delivery. So, how many oxygens, if they carry maximum amount of 4 oxygen of hemoglobin, how many oxygen molecules they can be delivered in the tissue? How many molecules? Only 1 oxygen molecules they can deliver in the tissue. 1 oxygen molecule. So, here I am going to tell you guys, just cool. Yeah, here 4 this is the hemoglobin. This is the hemoglobin. If 20% mean it can be attached 1 oxygen. It can be attached 1 oxygen, 25% saturation. Second oxygen if can attach with the second globin chain, that is 1. Third oxygen, fourth oxygen they can bind. This is in the lungs, guys, in the lungs. In the tissue what happened? This is the tissue. This is carry forward 4 oxygen molecules and 1 oxygen molecule can be delivered here in the tissue. This is the tissue. This is the lungs. Okay, 1 oxygen molecule deliver. They can carry 4. They can carry 4 into the tissue. 4. They can carry towards the 4, but here 1 oxygen molecule they can deliver here. Mean dissociation going to take place. The dissociation, this oxygen tissue utilize this oxygen, plus they can active in the metabolic activity to release carbon dioxide and ATP energy. ATP energy. This carbon dioxide, what happened? This carbon dioxide they can react with water to release H2CO3. H2CO3 is the carbonic acid. Carbonic acid mean the blood acidity will increase. Blood acidity will increase. Blood acidity will increase. If the blood acidity will increase, what happened? the temperature also increase. Temperature also increase because of it is a metabolic reaction. So metabolic reaction, temperature will increase. So option A wrong because of not low temperature. It is the dissociation curve will, this is the sigmoid curve guys. Dissociation means sigmoid curve like this, S shape. Okay. So dissociation going to take place like this. There is a action going to take place, metabolic activity, which is oxygen utilized and carbon dioxide release. Carbon dioxide make the bicarbonate, carbonic acid, it is the acid. There is a metabolic reaction will give the temperature, mean there is a heat generated. So low PCO2, guys just look into it, PCO2, partial pressure will increase. Further dissociation, partial pressure will increase, mean CO2 production will increase. If the CO2 production will increase, oxygen dissociation will increase. Okay. So not low, it is high. This is also high, this is also high. Second, high partial pressure of oxygen, it is in the lungs. High partial pressure, which is association, not dissociation. Association in the lungs, association. This guys low pH is the answer because of carbonic acid produce. Acid mean there is a pH level below 7. pH level below 7, we call it as acid. If the acids are more increased, pH level will decrease. So pH level will decrease, does it mean oxygen dissociation curve shift rightward? Okay, this is the right word, this is the left word. Association is leftward, dissociation is rightward. Okay, left word mean oxygenated, right word mean deoxygenated. Okay, I hope you guys clear about it. Take a screenshot if you want. Yeah, if come to the next question, fibrin formation, it is a logical question. Which of the following is leads to the conversion of fibrinogen into the fibrin? Fibrinogen into the fibrin. Fibrinogen. Nogen mean inactive. Nogen mean inactive. Inactive. This is soluble protein. This is insoluble. This is active. Insoluble. Soluble, insoluble. There is actually not heparin. Heparin is the anticoagulant. Anticoagulant. Heparin is anticoagulant. This is irrelevant. You have to remove it. Thromboplastin is not. Calcium ion also not. This is the thrombin. Thrombin is the reason why fibrinogen turn into the fibrin. Thrombin. Thrombin converted by prothrombin from prothrombin. Prothrombin means prothrombin is inactive. inactive, this is active. Prothrombin converted into thrombin, active form. Who can help here? Calcium ions help here. Calcium ions are involved in the prothrombin converted into the thrombin. Thrombin, which is fibrinogen, converted into the fibrin. Okay, this is the mechanism of blood clotting. Okay, next question. Yeah. Which of the following is plasma protein involved in the blood coagulation? Plasma proteins are what? Plasma proteins are albumins, globulins, fibrinogens, albumins. Albumins are involved in the osmoregulation, mean retain water fluid into blood vessel, blood from interstitial fluid Okay, these are the high amount of protein. High amount of plasma proteins. And what is globulin? Globulins are three types: alpha, beta and gamma. These albumins are produced from the liver. Guys, I am telling you each and everything. This is the important. You can make the notes or screenshot. Okay? Yeah. These three types, alpha, beta, gamma globulin. In that, gamma globulins only involves in the immunity. Gamma globulins are involved in the immunity. These guys, gamma globulins, are produced from the plasma itself. And alpha beta produce from liver. Okay, this guy's immunity. Okay, immunity. What about fibrinogen? Fibrinogen is the produced from liver. This is blood clotting factor. Blood clotting factor. Okay? Yeah, without fibrinogen, plasma called serum. Without fibrinogen, plasma called serum. Okay? Answer is here not albumin. Blood coagulation means blood clotting. Not globulin, not myosin. Myosin is irrelevant. Answer is B, C. Answer is C. I hope you guys understand this. I hope you guys understand this. Next question. Which of the following is not function of lymph? Not function of lymph. What is lymph? Transport of oxygen, return of proteins into the blood, returns of proteins into the blood, absorption of fat from the intestine, immune response. Lymph is what? Lymph. Lymph is the colorless fluid which is produced from interstitial fluid, especially plasma. So, it can be transport oxygen, of course, lymph can be transport, okay. Lymph mean plasma can transport oxygen, mean oxygen can dissolve in the plasma. Okay, if 100 ml of oxygen, 100 ml of oxygen, that can be 3 ml will dissolve in the plasma, dissolved form, mean 3% of oxygen carries from plasma. So, first statement is oxygen can transport, okay. Yeah, here the question not function of lymph. Lymph can transport oxygen. And next one, absorption of fat from the intestine. Absolutely, lymph is, there is a reason of proteins in like lipid absorption. There is a lacteals in the intestine, okay, lacteals in the intestine villi is useful for absorption of fatty acids okay. Yes, and immune response, of course this lymph as immune response mean lymph as B cells, mean like B lymphocytes, T lymphocytes are there. Lymphocytes carries bilymph B lymphocyte and T lymphocytes. T lymphocyte. So this is the lymph function, this is the lymph function, this is the lymph function. The answer is B here, not lymph function. The B is the not lymph function. Not a lymph function. B is the not a lymph function. Take a screenshot, guys. Yeah, if come to the next question. Guys, today 30-minute session is over. Tomorrow we will going to discuss next questions, MCQs. I am going to cover at least 4,000 to 5,000 MCQs from the subject zoology for make you perfect, guys. 180 out of the 180 marks is my target for the coming NEET. You have to trust me, I will give you best, okay. You have to contact me NEET-level, okay. I will give you the best for the roadmap to make you doctor, okay. There is a online classes going on for the 3,000 rupees per month. So you have to be joined online courses from the NEET-level, okay. We will provide you with subject playlist of each subject, and we will conduct you questions each subject, each lesson wise, mean every week we can conduct the questions, okay. Yeah, all over you can go through anywhere, from anywhere towards NEET-level, okay. Thank you.